Tonight, not your body, not your choice. Newly confirmed Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants to be the one who reprograms Americans to eat differently.
We want to do a number of things, but not take away choice from people. The one place that I would say that we need to really change policies is the SNAP program and food stamps and in school lunches, because there the federal government in many cases is paying for it, and we shouldn't be subsidizing people to eat poison.
MAGA lawmakers want the man, but not too long ago, Republicans didn't want the policies when they were being put forward by the Obamas.
When I heard this, I thought, get your damn hands off my fries, lady. If I want to be a fatty and shovel French fries all day long, that is my choice.
We're going to have, the government fining us if we use salt.
A new report finds that Americans are consuming a dangerous amount of salt, and right now the FDA is pushing to regulate how much salt is in certain foods. But is salt always a bad thing?
I hate the government getting involved and telling me what to eat and not
Food
to eat.
police.
Do you think the government should regulate the ingredients in the food we eat?
We make our own decision about whether or not we want to salt our food.
An Obama government obesity task force. Does every American family need a dietitian appointed by the government to tell them that this food is going to make you fat and this food is not?
Make America healthy again, as they say. That sound you heard was Michelle Obama's head exploding, because she's wondering, where were all these people when she was just saying, let's make sure that our kids in schools are not eating garbage?
Yeah. Was it Let's Move? Was that the
Let's Move.
that initiative? That was part of it.
The 2010, there was actually a bill,
Yeah,
the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act.
She had a lot of success, and her entire goal was making sure that we attack this epidemic of obesity, especially with our children. I think about things I ate. I was on a free lunch system when I was a kid, and the things I ate were so disgusting. Like I think of it now, and I'm like, oh my! If my child was eating that, I'd be disturbed. What's so interesting is that I want to give it up to the Republicans and the marketing strategy. I mean, the message is consistent and it is always the same. And they've made you think that anytime someone speaks who doesn't think like them, it's woke policy or it's DEI or it's not what America is built about. It's not making America great again. And I think that the Dems, I'm just taking this time, they have to find a new strategy to combat this, because there's no way they're going to do this with every single policy. There is absolutely no way that I can sit up here and say, well, Michelle was right, and what she said was right, and what she did was right, without someone saying, well, DEI defending it, that's why. And I also just don't believe that they are going about this the right way. They're always going to disagree with the Democrats. They just are. There's nothing that's going to happen. I'm not surprised they're saying, now let's do this, when Michelle Obama actually had success in doing this. But we're forgetting that.
How much do you all think that Democrats always having a message and a slogan and an initiative? RFK just came out like, yeah, sugar's bad, seed oil bad, no dyes. And everybody's like,
but the other part of RFK is that we can question about what he eats, what he does, this is the same man who feels like COVID-19 had different resources in terms of how he attacked black people differently versus white people.
RFK Jr., there are a lot of issues with him, and the worst of which is his ties to these kook science, his lies about vaccines. But let's just take this as the thing that maybe is the most popular thing. It was something that if we had done it 12 years ago, we wouldn't be in this position. And Bloomberg tried to do it, and he was vilified for it. The Healthy and Hungry Free Kids Act, that basically echoes what RFK said about school lunches. Almost every Republican voted for it, including some of the people screaming, make America healthy again now. Vern Buchanan, Bobby will bring an outsider's perspective that prioritizes nutrition and healthy living. He voted against it. Cynthia Loomis, she voted against it. Marsha Blackburn, she voted against it. Bill Cassidy, he voted against it. All of these people, where were they?
But that's what's happened to our country. That's the saddest part of our country the last 25 years. It's like if Jeffrey says something, no matter what he says, I'm going to disagree. And if I say something, no matter what I say, he's going to disagree. That's what we have spiraled into from when it was Reagan and Tip O'Neill, and they would get together, a Democrat and Republican, and fix things. Now, I mean,
what Michelle Obama said was 100% correct, and what RFK is 100% correct, and Bloomberg is 100% correct. We shield kids all the time. You got to wear a helmet. You got to wear a seatbelt. The government always is watching at our health, and they should do the same thing with food, especially the food that the kids can't afford, and we're giving to them should be the healthiest food we can possibly provide.
I would be a little bit more optimistic than that, because that was 15 years ago, and I remember when I was in college and that became an issue, I spoke out against it.
You were in college 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I want to hear. Hold on, I want to hear this.
So
you were picketing against the healthy food.
well, because like the Bloomberg thing, getting rid of the big gulps, I thought was ridiculous. That became the symbol of the entire thing, right? Take your hands off my big gulp.
Kids
But
juvenile
But
diabetes is going through the roof.
here's the thing. In that time, me and so many others have learned so much about health. The biggest influencers on the planet are health influencers. You get so much information. And look, before RFK said that, what did he talk about? The nasty marriage between the pharmaceutical industry, the ag community, and HHS. He talked about the food pyramid, one of the biggest scams ever perpetrated.
None of that is new. Yeah.
Sure, but you learn more.
You trying to say 12 years ago we didn't care about, 15 years ago we didn't care about working out?
Let's remember why so much garbage is served in schools. It's because it's produced from corn, and corn is cheap, and it's made by big companies that have tremendous influence in Washington, and they are supported by the farm state senators, and it's not like the agenda here is to give bad food to kids. The agenda here is to make money for agribusiness.
I agree, because I think this is important. It's a question of trust. Does Donald Trump really believe this? And I ask that because at the same time that RFK Jr. wants to take fluoride out of our drinking water, Donald Trump is doing this when it comes to forever chemicals. He is halting EPA limits on these forever chemicals in drinking water. This was on its way through, and it's now stopped now that Donald Trump has been elected president. So does he really care about what's in our water? Does he really care about making everything healthy?
Didn't Barack Obama at Hillary Clinton's urging want Bobby Kennedy to run the EPA? That was a Politico headline in 2008.
Never.
With Clinton's backing, Obama considers Robert Kennedy at EPA.
Never, ever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if Trump is sincere, but if there's anybody that he will listen to, it's probably RFK Jr. And I think at some point Democrats have to decide whether or not, when Republicans finally do propose something that's similar to a Democratic policy, either you're going to get behind it or you're going to waste time scolding them about what they could have, should have, would have back in the day. If RFK is going to flip high fructose to regular sugar, okay, fine. You're going to get rid of the dyes, fine. If you at least get behind that, then you can focus on the other stuff that you're talking about, oh, he's a little wild on these things. He said in the confirmation, he never said on the record that that everybody is entitled to free health care, which you should be, because half of these companies lie about what's in the food that puts you in a position to need all the pre-diabetic situations anyway.
He said a lot of things in those hearings that did not square with his own statements, but it didn't seem to matter. Republicans, all except Mitch McConnell, voted for him. Everyone stick around. Do Democrats